Today, we're unpacking a stack of sources that they really zero in on a founder story that is just fascinating.
Hmm.
It's equal parts this inspirational pivot and, a really shrewd business strategy.
Yeah.
We are studying Trekking Pals, a thriving women-specific travel community.
And they have this powerful promise right up front.
They do. Life-changing adventures for women. It's bold.
It is. And the story is remarkable, especially when you think about the timing and the founder's background. We're talking about Habiba Davis.
Right.
She grew up in Morocco, but then built this whole career in San Francisco's tech industry.
And the pivot is what's so interesting. In 2022, she just leaves that super secure environment.
To launch a business in travel, of
Yeah.
all things. I mean, travel was still just finding its footing again after, everything.
Exactly. It wasn't just a career change. It feels like a total redirection based on a really deep personal insight into what modern women actually need.
Well, that's it.
So, okay, let's unpack the why here. The mission for our deep dive today is to really understand the calculus behind Habiba's leap.
The personal reasons, but also the market insight.
Yes, and crucially, how she managed to transform I think we've all felt it, the sometimes crushing loneliness of traveling by yourself into this guaranteed supported sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
The goal of the community, as we see in the sources, it isn't just about the place you're going.
No, it's about a place where support and personal growth are equally important. And that's the real insight, I think. Recognizing that for a lot of women, the biggest barrier to adventure isn't the money or even the time.
It's the social risk.
It's the social risk and the overwhelming stress of planning it all.
Mm-hmm.
Habiba built a solution that just removes all that friction. It's a space where you can just show up and immediately be reminded of how strong and capable you really are.
We have to start with that catalyst moment, right? Leaving tech in 2022.
Yeah.
This wasn't followed by some, quick 2-week break.
Not at all.
She bought a one-way ticket and just went. A 9-month global solo traveling deep dive.
That kind of commitment, it just shows you how urgent that need for change must have felt.
Absolutely.
And that intense journey was clearly transformative for her. I mean, she sees travel as this essential thing for personal growth, a way to reconnect and feel truly alive.
But she was also refreshingly honest about the downside.
Very honest. She loved the freedom of solo travel, but she also admitted that even after a whole decade of adventuring around the world, traveling alone, and I'm quoting here, isn't always easy.
That's the core conflict she's solving, isn't it?
It has to be.
You dream of, true independence and self-reliance, but it's constantly clashing with the real world.
Mm-hmm.
The reality of loneliness, feeling overwhelmed by logistics, or, just moments that are genuinely scary.
Right. You can be standing in front of something incredible, some iconic wonder, and still feel just profoundly isolated because you have no one to turn to and say, wow.
That's it, exactly. And that realization, that shared human need, is what sparked Trekking Pals.
It came directly from that emotional gap that solo travel so often leaves. The entire business is built to let women experience the magic of adventure, but together.
And the whole defining ethos is right there in that quote we found.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Adventure is a powerful way to remember how strong, capable, and supported you are. And the best part, you don't have to do it alone.
Ugh. It's a brilliant encapsulation of their value proposition. They're not just selling trips.
Yeah.
They're selling a solution to the emotional difficulty of trying to access these really challenging, high-reward adventures.
I think we can all relate to that feeling. You need an adventure, but you just don't have the energy to coordinate it all or find the right people to go with.
Yeah, absolutely. So who is the audience that's, recognizing themselves in that struggle?
Well, Trekking Pals is very clear about who they're not for.
Mm.
Our sources really stress that this is not about filling up a big bus or running some generic cookie-cutter tour.
The core experience is meant to be intimate. It's rooted in courage and community.
That distinction is so important. It tells you they're prioritizing quality of connection over just, sheer volume of customers.
Right.
And the marketing is aimed directly at that busy, modern professional or leader.
Yeah.
It's for women who are just tired of waiting for other people, waiting for the perfect timing.
Waiting for the perfect body.
Or waiting until their kids are grown. It's a really urgent call to action.
That framing, that specific demographic,
Yeah.
it shows you how strategic this is. They are targeting the woman who has the financial means, but is completely time-starved.
Right. She wants these life-changing experiences, but she cannot afford the stress of all the micro-planning.
Exactly. They basically promise, You just show up, and you'll feel supported and be inspired. They take away all the planning friction that stops so many busy moms, leaders, and professionals from actually going.
So if they're focused on these off-the-beaten-path adventures and deep cultural connections, not just sightseeing, how do they keep that feeling of intimacy and authenticity as they get more popular?
That's a great question.
We've seen businesses like this struggle with scaling. If the whole promise is a genuine sisterhood, that requires small, trusted groups, doesn't it?
It does, and the sources suggest the solution is through really high curation and specific destination choices.
Okay.
The focus stays on challenging, often complex adventures that are kind of self-selecting. Think trekking through volcanic landscapes in Guatemala or navigating the Sahara Desert in Morocco.
So not easy trips.
Not easy trips to plan or execute, which naturally helps keep the group size manageable and ensures the traveler who signs up is already adventurous.
And the age range is pretty broad. Most travelers are between 25 and 60, but they say all ages are welcome.
Mm-hmm. And they make a really strong inclusivity promise, welcoming women of all backgrounds, identities, beliefs, cultures, and colors.
Which clearly attracts people who are looking for that deeper connection and a more diverse shared experience.
Absolutely. The clientele is defined less by age or job title and more by a mindset.
What kind of mindset?
It's women who value community, who prioritize growth, and who are really craving a transformative journey.
That transformative experience seems to be where the real success of Trekking Pals lies.
I think so.
It's not just about transportation and a hotel room. It's about providing these meaningful journeys that empower and heal.
The emotional dividend is what brings people back again and again.
Well, the testimonials we looked at really show this unique atmosphere, don't they?
They do, powerfully. There's one from Lakshmi H., a repeat traveler from California. She didn't just mention seeing cool sights. She talked about gaining, and this is a quote, a group of fierce and nurturing women who started as strangers but soon became cheerleaders who had your back no matter what.
Wow. That detail is incredible. She added that they were there to help her climb one more step or just to braid her hair.
See, that's the thing. It's such a specific, almost vulnerable detail,
It is.
but it speaks volumes about the depth of trust they build and how quickly they build it.
It really does. It shows the structure is working. It lets them bypass all that awkward small talk and just jump straight to vulnerability and real support.
It's a safe container where women can let their guard down. And that atmosphere of collective encouragement, it's infectious.
Huh.
Another traveler, Trang En, described witnessing so many different types of women from all walks of life just pushing themselves and encouraging each other.
It sounds like a mutual empowerment engine.
That's a perfect way to put it.
And when you're pushing your physical boundaries on a tough trek, that emotional safety net becomes, well, indispensable.
Totally. Val from the UK emphasized that feeling of feeling safe and cared for through the entire thoughtfully curated experience. It's that combination of logistical mastery and emotional support that lets the transformation happen.
And Amardeep K., who's done 3 trips,
3, wow.
reiterated that commitment to curation. She noted that each trip is very well tailored and covers all these different aspects of adventure with a critical connection to the local communities.
So that intentionality is key to getting that off-the-beaten-path feel.
And when we talk about these epic journeys, we're talking about places that require serious planning,
Oh, yeah.
like Peru's iconic wonders, or navigating Guatemala's volcanic landscapes, or truly immersing yourself in Morocco's Sahara Desert.
These are high-stakes, high-reward adventures. And the ability to deliver that magic time after time relies on just flawless logistics.
Right.
So let's look under the hood a bit at the practical side, especially since their target audience is so time-sensitive. A huge question is obviously for the solo traveler.
I was just going to ask that.
And I can confirm, yes, the overwhelming majority of travelers come solo, which just proves how well they're solving that loneliness problem.
Which means the system they have for housing has to be solid. It's interesting, the accommodation system isn't just a cost saver, it's like a community forcing function, right?
It's absolutely community forcing function. All the trip prices are based on double occupancy.
Okay.
If you book alone, you are automatically paired with a roommate. That design choice guarantees immediate, forced bonding. It's baked right into the business model.
Yeah. So you can't really hide in the corner.
Not easily. Of course, they say private rooms are usually available for an extra fee, but the default setting is community.
Okay, shifting gears to the financial side of things. What does that base price actually cover? Can you give us a quick rundown of what's included?
Sure. The inclusions are designed to remove almost all the logistical friction once you're on the ground. So that typically covers your double occupancy room, most meals, though you should always check the specific itinerary.
Good tip.
All your local guides and planned activities, all ground transportation within the itinerary, any necessary park permits, and, most importantly, support from a dedicated Trekking Pals trip leader.
So it's pretty comprehensive.
It's destination management, basically.
So what are the crucial exclusions, the things a traveler really needs to budget for separately? This is vital info.
The main ones are twofold. First, international flights. Travelers have to book their own flights to and from the destination.
Okay, that's standard.
It is. Second, the traveler is responsible for tips for guides and staff, for travel insurance, which is highly recommended, any personal spending, some specific meals, and all your drinks.
Got it. And finally, let's touch on the financial policy, specifically about cancellations. Adventure travel can have some pretty strict policies.
And Trekking Pals is no exception. This is a point that has to be emphasized. All deposits are clearly stated as non-refundable,
With no exceptions.
with absolutely no exceptions. And this is standard practice in adventure travel. Those deposits secure complex logistics, they pay international partners, they commit funds to local communities way in advance.
So because of that rigidity, travel insurance isn't just a suggestion.
It's an essential layer of protection every single traveler has to get. So at the end of the day, what does this all mean? The essence of Trekking Pals, I think, is the strategic removal of barriers for these ambitious, busy women. They solve that core dilemma, the desire for a profound adventure versus the exhaustion of planning and the fear of being alone. They do it by providing both the structure and that vital community.
It's a blueprint for turning a shared struggle into a successful sisterhood.
That's it.
It's like turning a solo, intimidating bucket list into a shared, supportive bond list.
I like that.
And if you're listening to this and thinking, wow, this sounds amazing, but I'm nervous about stepping into a group of strangers,
Yeah.
think about the journey Habiba took. She started with a 9-month solo trip and realized that even that wasn't enough until she built a community around it.
That's a fantastic point.
So here's the final thought for you to chew on. If Abiba Davis successfully transformed her own professional burnout and her personal loneliness into this thriving, supportive community, what is the key personal pain point in your own life? That nagging struggle or repeated frustration that you haven't yet realized holds the blueprint for your next great venture. Think about what you struggle with, because maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what the world needs you to solve next. Until next time, keep diving deep.